Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring the crystal of black sapphire. Now sapphires we often think of as only being a blue stone, but in fact sapphires are part of the corundum family and they come in every single colour. Orange, yellow, greens, whites, clears, blacks, blues. There's only one colour they don't come in, and that's red. You do get red corundum, but of course we call that a ruby. Now one of the miraculous things about sapphires is they're one of the hardest stones known to man. What happens is you've got a Mohs hardness scale, and this is a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most hard. You've got 10 is a diamond, moissanite is 9.5, and corundums, which is your sapphires and your rubies, are 9s. So this kind of affects the energy of the black sapphire. It makes it a crystal of discipline, of strength, and real focus on whatever's important to you. And being black, it's also very protective. So in this video I want to show you a few different ways that you can use black sapphire in your everyday life to help you with a range of different things. One thing we know about black crystals is they're very protective, but each black crystal is great for different things. Black sapphires are great when times get really chaotic or really stressful. Basically when the shit hits the fan. What it helps you to do is it helps you stay really loyal to what's important to you. So when things are getting crazy and you're feeling totally out of balance, it reminds you, because sapphire is about loyalty, just to stay focused and wait for the storm to pass. It's really good for also helping you to trust your intuition. Black sapphire is great for anyone who works in emergency services or rescue services or anywhere where there's a lot of trauma, a lot of stress, so you can remain, focused and not get too swept up in any of the grief, the sorrow, the trauma that happens there, and making sure that you remain compassionate in that way. Black sapphire is really good when we get to these certain points in our life, and it's really good for men when they hit their midlife crisis in their 40s. Again, to stay focused on what's important to them and not go off doing crazy things. There's also something that happens in our birth chart called Saturn returns, which happens around the age of 28 to 30, and this can be a bit of a traumatic time again, but black sapphire will help keep you instead. It's really good for helping with fears of the dark. This is a stone that works really well and helps you to feel comfortable in the dark. Great for children in their bedrooms, but also great for adults who don't feel too comfortable in the dark. Maybe you're walking home by yourself at night and that type of thing. Black sapphire is renowned for being loved by cats, and by rubbing it gently on their paws can encourage them to feel comfortable at home and stop them from straying. If you work in any capacity with nocturnal animals, black sapphires are really good for protecting nocturnal animals as well. So you can grid it in their area, have it near them, or even build a grid on your altar or sacred space at home with a bit of a picture of a nocturnal animal that you care about and surround it in black sapphires to ensure that it continues to thrive on our planet. I don't know if you can notice, but if you look right over my shoulder right there, that's a kookaburra. So, he's going to watch me as I talk about black sapphire and helping you with your career. Now this, because it is a stone of loyalty, can really help anyone who's really bound on making a real serious pursuit with a career. It can help you find positions in your industry that will really help you to be successful in your career. It can help you stay loyal to them. It can help with promotions. And sometimes when we're doing any kind of career path, there'll be tough times, there'll be challenging times. And again, this black sapphire can really help you to weather those storms and to deal with that rubbish when things seem to be a little bit rocky. It's also a stone of integrity, so it's really good for career professionals in all types of things. For archaeologists and historians, it can be really good for them to kind of have a greater awareness of what they're discovering and what that means to the world in these days. It's really good for executives and managers to make sure that they're compassionate and loyal and think about everyone else. And it's also really good for journalists and lawyers to make sure that they keep their integrity in their fields and are looking for the greatest good of all concerned and not just for selfish or kind of self-serving reasons or just for their client, making sure that justice is served, especially if you work in the law industry. So wearing a black sapphire either as jewelry or carrying a piece in any of those roles or anywhere where you're really passionate about doing the right thing in your career and making it a lifelong pursuit, black sapphire is going to support you in that way. Black sapphires are extremely good for helping you with your intuition, especially if it's developing. Because of that grounding nature, it can really help you to be sensible and have good judgment when your intuition is kind of developing. And it also helps you to trust your intuition and to kind of go with that. Because this is a stone of strength and stability, it'll allow you to make decisions based on your intuition that are sensible and not kind of go erratically. And as you start to trust your intuition more and more, this will become a really big guiding light in your life. It's also, if you are working with clairvoyant or medium skills quite often and you need a bit of protection, this is going to be a great crystal for you as well. Now, if you really want a great intuitive crystal, then look for a black star sapphire. I'm wearing a tiny little one, but it's going to be very hard to see the star on that. But if you Google it, what you'll see is there's a 6-rayed star, and as the light moves across it, the star kind of dances across the surface of the crystal. This is great for your intuition. It really helps you've got the black and that protection and that grounding, but the star opens you up to the heavens and can really help with divine inspiration, connection and guidance. The 3 lines represent faith, hope and destiny, and are often reflective also of 3 angels that offer you protection. So it can really offer you protection when you are doing any type of spiritual work. Star sapphires as well, black star sapphires, work really well with our earth star chakra. Now this is a chakra that's connected 15 centimeters below our feet, and it connects us deep into the earth. It connects us to every plant, every animal, every human and the whole planet, and a real spiritual connection to that. So not just your solo connection to the earth, but your connection to everything. So what you can do is, by wearing a black star sapphire, that will help to stimulate and enhance that connection, but also by meditating and putting one 15 centimeters below your feet and visualizing that root going in there. You're either visualizing a black or a brown or an infrared, any kind of deep color that goes right deep in and connects you with the earth. And black star sapphire can help you in that way. So not only will you get divine inspiration from the heavens, but it'll help you to connect with the earth and get divine inspiration from the planet that we all live on. Black sapphires are really nice to meditate with in total darkness, and I find that I use it a lot with kind of astrological different periods. One of the key times I like to use this is around the new and the dark moon, those period of about 3 nights when you can't see the moon before the crescent appears of the fresh new moon. Now this is the time for letting go of what's not serving you in your life, casting things out of your mind and out of your life. And you can hold your black sapphire in your projective hand, the hand that you write with, and send all those unwanted energies into there, and then you can actually cleanse that overnight to let that go symbolically. Because this is also, sapphire is a crystal of commitment, you can also spend this time recommitting to what's actually important to you. So if the last lunar cycle has been a bit of a mess around and a bit of a crazy time, take that opportunity to work with black sapphire and recommit to what is actually your key focuses in your life at the moment. The other time I really like to work with this is I find that black sapphire resonates really nicely with Saturn. And Saturn goes into retrograde, and what happens when Saturn goes into retrograde is, the key word I use for Saturn is discipline, and that tends to go away. What you'll find is you start to feel a bit angry, and there may be angry outbursts in yourself and even in other people around you. And what this is a frustration because of the lack of you're getting angry at perceived authority and restrictions that are placed on you. But what this really is, no one can really restrict your freedom, only you can, and they're mirroring how you feel and your own disappointment with your lack of discipline in your life. So if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling restricted, that's because you don't have discipline and you're not in control of your life. You're giving your control away to other people. And black sapphire can really help with those angry outbursts. It can take them away, and it can help you really, again, focus on what's important to you. When Saturn's in retrograde, he takes his energy away from the planet, and so you may lack discipline, and black sapphire will help you recommit to that. It'll really help you to focus on that. So, in the new moon, and when Saturn is in retrograde, this is a great time to work with your black sapphire to really focus and get back on track with what you're meant to be doing in your life. So you've decided you want to work with your black sapphire. So now we're going to bring in some other energies to really help connect with this and help enforce what you're doing with your black sapphire. First of all, you're going to want to cleanse this crystal, and there's 2 different elements that you can use. You may want to use water, and I find, like a little gentle stream like this is great, or still water like a pond or a lake is really powerful as well. This is really good when you're looking at bringing change by using your black sapphire. Now if you want strength and stability, then use the element of earth, and burying your black sapphire overnight in a natural place is a really great thing to do. Now I love to work with animal guides, and the animal guide that comes to me when I work with black sapphire is not the noisy cockatoo, but it's the jackal. Now like all scavenger animals, they teach lessons of life, death and rebirth, and how to embrace that in this part of the cycle. So Jackal can really help you to really accept change in your life, to let go of old things, to destroy them, let them go, and then bring new things into your life. Jackal is also highly observant, so working with Jackal can really help to heighten your senses and help you be aware of different dangers or issues or misfortunes that might be coming in your way. Now, plant-wise, I like to work with clove. Here you can cook with clove, you can burn clove incense, or you can use clove essential oil. Clove really helps to protect you and to also get rid of anything that's not serving you. Meditating with, especially with clove essential oil, putting a couple of drops in your hands while you hold your black sapphire and really inhale that, breathe that right into your soul. What I find is that really helps you to kind of become aware of, you know, codependencies, victim mentalities, and all these different kind of bad thought patterns or low vibration thought patterns or ways of behaving that actually attract misfortune into your life, that life becomes very chaotic. So black sapphire and clove will really work together to help identify where you're attracting misfortune and chaos into your life and to let that go. And clove really helps you to set good boundaries. It's a very protective essential oil and plant. Astrologically, it works really well with Saturn because of that discipline, but also works really well with Uranus because Uranus has that kind of chaotic energy about it, and this is a stone that helps you to thrive in the chaos and in the transformation. It helps you bring good change into your life. Now, have you worked with black sapphire? Please share with our crystal community and share your experiences in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.